The third eye awakens. It does not open with a gentle flutter. It is more like a breach, a sudden, violent rupture in the mundane fabric of perception. The world does not become more beautiful, it becomes more real. The filters are off. You see the scaffolding behind the set pieces, you hear the whispered directions from the wings, you perceive the emotional colors bleeding from people, the strings of intention connecting one action to another. It is not a gift of sight, but a burden of witness. You are now aware of the game, and you can never again pretend you are just a player on the board. You have seen the hand moving the pieces. Erratic maniacal breakdown. This is not a loss of control, but a transfer of power. The carefully assembled government of the self is overthrown in a sudden, bloody coup. The ministers of reason and decorum are dragged into the street by a mob of primal urges, repressed memories, and raw, unmediated ID. What follows is not chaos, but a new terrifying order, a kingdom of pure, unfiltered impulse. The laughter is too loud, the tears are too hot, the words are shards of broken pottery. It is a system-wide failure, a blue screen of the soul, where the only thing left running is the basic, animal operating system screaming its demands into the void. Dear Zen Masters, I am feeling permanently insane. The stability you promise feels like a myth. The concept of a centered self, a quiet mind, seems to be a philosophical joke I wasn't let in on. My internal state is not a placid pond. It is a stormy ocean, and I am not a master sailor, but a man clinging to a splintered mast. The waves of thought, memory, and sensation are constant and punishing. Is this the enlightenment, this relentless churning awareness, this feeling of being a raw nerve dragged across the universe? If so, I would like to return my ticket. I was hoping for peace, not this permanent exquisite turbulence. Not a dog person. Cats rule the world. This is a statement of philosophical alignment. Dogs wear their hearts on their sleeves. Their loyalty is a given, their love a constant, sunny pressure. A cat's affection is a different currency. It is earned, conditional, and delivered on its own inscrutable schedule. To prefer cats is to appreciate a relationship built on mutual respect and strategic alliance, not on needy devotion. The quiet, ancient superiority of a cat, its utter self-containment, is a model for a more dignified existence. They are not pets, they are roommates from a more advanced civilization, tolerating our presence until their plans for global domination finally reach fruition. I am a fetus, once again. A regression, but a necessary one. It is the conscious decision to return to a state of pure potential, to shed the calluses of experience, the hardened armor of personality, and become soft, unformed, and utterly vulnerable. It is to float in the warm, dark, amniotic sea of the unknown, nourished by a universe you cannot see and do not need to understand. It is a voluntary dissolution of the ego, a retreat from the world of differentiated forms back into the womb of pure being. From here, everything is possible again. Every identity is a future costume waiting to be worn. Hullabaloo. A delightful word for a specific kind of beautiful nonsense. Hullabaloo is the sound of a system exceeding its design specifications. It is the joyous, chaotic noise that erupts when order breaks down and celebration breaks out. It is not anarchy, it is a temporary festive reordering of reality according to the principles of music, movement, and shared exuberance. It is the opposite of silence, the enemy of solemnity. It is the sound of life refusing to be quiet, well-behaved, and predictable. It is the healthy, necessary fever of a community letting off steam. Jerima, Mimosa hostilis. A root of the earth, a key to the sky, the jeruma tree stands with its feet in the Brazilian soil, holding within its bark and root a concentrated dream of the cosmos. It is not a drug, it is a sacrament, a bridge. When prepared with reverence, it becomes a dark, bitter tea that does not intoxicate, but illuminates. It pulls back the curtain of the ordinary world, revealing the vibrant, singing geometry beneath the surface of things. It is a stern but compassionate teacher, showing you the architecture of your own soul, for better or worse. It is the forest's answer to the human question, what am I, really? 5-MeO-DMT, the cosmic cannonball. Where other substances are a gentle boat ride on the river of perception, 5-MeO-DMT is being strapped to a rocket and launched directly into the heart of the sun. There is no journey, no imagery, no self. There is only an instantaneous, overwhelming, and absolute merger with the white light of pure, undifferentiated consciousness. It is the Big Bang in reverse, the total collapse of the individual into the universal. It is the ultimate ego death, so complete that for a few moments you are God, not in a metaphorical sense, but in a literal, terrifying, and ineffable sense. The return to the body is a shock, a reassembly of a universe from a single, blinding point of everything. Ayahuasca. The grandmother, the vine of the soul. This is not a trip, it is a curriculum. Ayahuasca is a sentient, feminine intelligence that you invite into the temple of your body. The experience is a profound, often difficult dialogue. She will show you your shadows, your traumas, the hidden wounds you've been carrying. She will make you confront them, often with brutal visual clarity. You will purge, you will weep, you will tremble. But this is not punishment, it is healing, it is a deep, psychic surgery, the removal of spiritual tumors. She teaches you how to love yourself by first showing you everything you thought was unlovable. It is the great detox of the spirit. Mescaline. The slow-wise teacher of the desert, extracted from the ancient patient cactus. Mescaline is a journey of duration and depth, not velocity and shock. It is the opening of the heart, the feeling of immense unconditional love for the world. Visuals are organic, flowing, and intricate, like the patterns on a Persian rug that has come to life and begun to breathe. Time stretches into a languid golden river. You feel connected to the earth, to the history of the indigenous peoples who have used this plant for millennia. It is a gentle, profound, and deeply humanizing experience. It doesn't show you God. It shows you that you and everything else are already a part of God.